Welcome back to the channel, guys. Good to see you all again. So CPI came in just a little bit high, a little bit over expectations after numerous rate hikes, trying to get inflation under control and still not there yet. So what does that mean for the SPY? What are we looking at? What's noteworthy right now that I'm keeping my attention on and what I wanted to bring out to you guys? As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. It's just for entertainment purposes only, so let's be entertained. All right, so I have a generic trend line just kind of drawn up just for the fun of it, but what I'm really looking at is we're on the weekly chart right now, and we've seen the S&P drop below the 200 MA on the weekly before. We've seen it happen before. It happened here in 2020. It was a quick recovery then, because we know that they were just pumping money back into the system trying to make everything seem like it was okay. So it was a relatively quick recovery after we lost that 200 MA right here and made its climb back up. But back here in 2008, we saw it break below the 200 on the weekly and had quite a while, a long time before that actually made its recovery. And how far down did it dive below the 200? It made quite a pullback, somewhere in almost the 50% range below that 200 MA. We had it back here again in 02, fall below the 200, about a 38% pullback. I'm looking at what we're doing right now. We have just touched and basically cracked through the 200 MA on the weekly, and I want to see how steep of a decline it is actually going to play out to be. Is it going to be something like where we just kiss it? So, I mean, we've kissed the 200 here, made a pretty decent move back up, kissed the 200, decent move back up, again, kissed it, move up. So are we going to kiss it and make a move up, or is it going to get some sort of substantial pullback from here? Which, I mean, I don't think we're gonna. I hope we don't see anything like what the other numbers were coming in like. That is a pretty insane drop if we do. But let's say we get like an 16 to 18% pullback. That's still putting us just below 300. If it wants to do about an 18% pullback. So be watching just to see if it's going to kiss it and move up, or if it is going to get some sort of substantial drop from here. What did we do in 2020? From the 200, we pulled back about 16 to 18%, but we know that the money was pumping back into the system at that time. So I guess you got to ask yourself a couple of questions, like, is the economy on the right track? Is it moving in the right direction? And is it warranted for a pretty speedy recovery from here, which, it could ultimately hit all-time highs and keep pushing forward with a little bit of a bounce right there off of the 200 if it wanted to do something like a kiss and run. I don't personally think the economy has recovered. It seems like they still have quite a ways to go before it does. So in my thinking, I would think that there's going to be some sort of drawdown from that 200 MA on the weekly, like we've seen in, say, 2020, or I hope not anything as long as 2008, but we just don't know exactly where that's going to come into play and where the bottom's going to be, which is why in all of my videos I'm saying this is a terribly tough time to be able to truly go long in any position until we see where that bottom comes in and it actually makes a reversal. We're probably not going to tap the very bottom. A few lucky individuals might be able to time the exact bottom, but there could be still plenty of room of downside. So if you're thinking, maybe you've been thinking you're catching the bottom, you can only DCA for so long. We know some of these recoveries take quite a while to pull themselves back out of. So you don't want to be the guy that's sitting there waiting for 6 months, 12 months, 4 years for this to actually work its way back out and to start moving in the right direction for you again. I mean, if you're just adding to your retirement account, I guess that's one thing, but I think most of the people that are here watching YouTube videos, they're not thinking 20, 30, 40 years down the road. They're not really thinking about retirement at this point. And even if you are, you still want the best entry that you can get on that. You don't want to be overpaying if you don't have to right now. We're just kind of seeing how this all shakes out and what's going to go down. So continue to have a trading plan is all I can say. If you're going long on anything right now, I would continue to watch it, because we do get those little spikes here and there, but nothing's truly breaking out of the downward channel that we've been in for several months, most of the year, really. So we're just kind of waiting to see whenever it's actually going to make that breakout and be able to move back in the right direction. But as of right now, it looks like, as far as the economy and everything that's going on, I would think that this is not going to be a kiss and run off of the 200 MA on the weekly. I think there could be more downside. I think there could be a substantial amount of downside that's still left. I mean, if we went back to, say, 300 from here, that's still another 15 to 18% pullback that you would be waiting on, that you might be jumping the gun on, and you don't want to see the accounts bleed like that. So just continue to be patient. Just watch it. It's a great time to be cash heavy and just playing the direction the market's going. I know a lot of people are not active in playing the markets, which is fine. But even if you just want to be an investor and you're waiting for that perfect time to build your generational wealth or whatever you want to do, you still want the best entries that you can possibly get or close to it. So you're continuing to watch and see whenever this actually turns around. But I just wanted to bring your attention to what actually happened today with CPI data. We cracked through the 200 MA on the weekly, which we have seen before, and it usually gets kind of ugly whenever we do that. Like I said, it's just touching it right now. So is it going to run? It could run for now. See how strong of a run, see if it makes a reversal. And if it doesn't want to run, then we could be in for some serious downside rejection, as we have seen in the past from that 200. So keep an eye on those accounts, guys. Thanks so much for coming back and watching another one. You're always welcome to subscribe to the channel if you would like to. As always, stay golden, people, and may your accounts stay green.